Hello again. Some of you may not know that as well as my full-time occupation, browsing Watchfinder, I actually have a little side hustle as a musician going on. I am just back from an 8-date tour around the UK in support of my debut album, Super Sexy Heartbreak, out now, wherever you find your music. If you ask any great guitarist, John Mayer, Clapton, Knopfler, or Slash, they'll tell you that the secret to a flawless performance is keeping good time. And the secret to keeping good time, well, that's right. It's to rock a good timepiece. I wore 8 different watches on the road with several brand new pieces on loan, so I thought I'd invite you backstage with me and show you my tour collection. For the first show at Liverpool's Cavern, I wore the 12 Halo from Christoper Ward, who very kindly lent me 3 pieces for the road. I just loved the idea of wearing a black and gold watch on stage as it matches the album, artwork, and my outfits for the evening too. This beauty has an 18-karat rose gold bezel and a 36mm stainless steel case. It's got a smaller dial than my other watches, with no indexes, date, and secondhand. These have all been removed, so it's just this beautiful, sleek, and minimalist dial, very classy. I don't have many watches that don't have the date, so it's an understated beauty. It's got an exhibition case with a Sellita SW201. That's a Swiss-made automatic self-winding mechanical movement. Yes, I am overwhelmed by these names and terminology, so if I get anything wrong, be sure to tell me off in the comments. I love the satinized finished steel bracelet with the butterfly clasp. It was very comfortable to wear, especially when playing guitar too, and yeah, very light. You may recognize this one, the subject of the second video on this new channel. This is the Kopf, designed by German Pelosin and made in Bristol by the Horological Underground. Check out that video for a fuller look. I invited the guys from the shop to the show, and they kindly offered to loan me a Kopf for the evening. So no, I did not use the tour fund to purchase this very limited edition model, but I was very proud to wear this homegrown timepiece for the Bristol gig. It felt particularly great with the rubber strap. I loved the standard bracelet, but this felt even better, so surprisingly comfortable and light, and looked so cool on stage. Some members of the audience had seen the video and noticed I was wearing it, which is very exciting. It also prompted a lot of questions. You could see this absolute joy in people's eyes when they asked, "What on earth are you wearing?" Obviously, it's not the most standard of clock faces, but the loom dials did come in handy on stage. Very cool. I felt very rock star wearing this, very metal. Just a divine watch, utterly unique, really special. Of the 3 watches loaned to me by Christoper Ward, visually I think this is the standout, the C1 Moonphase in midnight blue. I wanted something sparkly for the London gig, but this just blew me away. The dial is made from aventurine, a 17th century Venetian glass that's been mixed with flakes of copper oxide so they resemble stars in the night sky. The 3-dimensional moon is made from a ceramic and superluminova mix they call Globolight. It's linked to the hour hand and moves through the starry sky. It's got a self-winding 26 jewel movement with a caliber JJ04 in-house Moonphase module, which if wound properly, should be accurate for 128 years. You can see it through the exhibition case back. It really fit the event, just looks beautiful on the wrist. It's a little chunkier than I'm used to, but every time I caught sight of it, I was just wowed. No numbers, no date, just wonderful design. Aside from all the detailing, I really loved the bracelet, which they have christened the Consort. So comfy and well fitted, it wrapped beautifully around the wrist. This is the 12, again by Christoper Ward, and I have to say this is by far my favourite of the 3 they sent me, and an unexpected winner too. I had thought that the Glacier Blue would make it more of a daytime watch, but I wore it over and over again, and it's just so light and sleek and comfortable on the wrist. This is an integrated bracelet sports watch where the bracelet moves seamlessly into the head. I love how it looks. They're going for that timeless Steve McQueen style idea of cool, designed for both work and play. It's got a 12-sided bezel and this trippy 3D dial. It's almost like a magic eye picture. They have a few different dial colors available. I would love one of these in every color, and the rubber strap integration looks very slick too. It has a playful reference to the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak that inspired it, with 6 large exposed screws on the exhibition case back, showing off the Sellita SW201 automatic movement. This retails at just over £1,000 or $1,200. It's an everyday watch I would wear over and over again. It's also a third of the price compared to the other 2 Christoper Wards, so 10 out of 10. I'm kind of hooked on this one. Yeah, this one definitely drives me wild. For Glasgow, I wore the vintage skeleton watch I bought from Horological Underground. This is an NTJ Swiss-made skeleton watch from the 1980s with a delicate, slim gold-plated case. When I brought pieces from my own collection, I was thinking about how they would match my different outfits. It's an ever so slightly smaller dial than maybe I like, which meant it looked a little lost in photos compared to the other watches, but up close, she's a real looker and a really valued addition to my collection. For leads, I wore my Tissot Prx Powermatic 80 in gold. Again, gold matches the album artwork and the gold hardware on my custom Heartbreaker guitar by Marceau Guitars. See my first video on my watch collection for a more in-depth look, but I love this one. Just so light and delicate and beautiful, and the PRX shape has so many different variations that I could see myself having one of each model and size. Greedy, I know. For Cambridge, I wore an old favourite, my Breitling Super Ocean. Breitling, favoured by those in the sketchier professions, including espionage and special ops, can now count a guitarist, i.e. the sketchiest profession among their ranks. This was my very first mechanical watch, and I'm still so obsessed with this pride and joy of my collection. This one was great to keep an eye on the set times, to make sure we kept things running smoothly, and super wearable with the rubber strap. It's a watch I just keep coming back to and keep falling in love with over and over again. Last but not least, a Héron Marinor in Caribbean Blue. Héron is a relatively new brand based in Montreal, Canada. They got in touch loaning me this after seeing a video. They're an interesting disruptor company looking to make high quality watches for an affordable price. Héron say the Marinor is inspired by the great dive watches of the 1950s and man's conquest of the ocean. It's water resistant to 1,000 feet. I have to say, I was really taken aback by the quality. These retail for about £600, so very affordable in comparison to other dive watches, but they look and feel far more expensive. It fit me instantly, was beautiful to wear. I love the rotating dial and the ship's captain design on the back. The case and bracelet are made from marine-grade stainless steel with a brushed finish, which has also undergone a hardening treatment, so it's very scratch-resistant. Very useful on stage playing the guitar. Nice luminous dial, it looked great, and the Caribbean Blue is a standout colour for me. I've worn it casually since, and it's been a hit at parties, actually, a real topic of conversation, and I think they're definitely a company to keep an eye on. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below about Héron. Well, I hope you enjoyed this on-stage collection, some real surprises in there. So thank you to Christoper Ward, Horological Underground and Héron for the loans. This was not a sponsored video, just my honest enthusiast's opinion. Do subscribe to the channel to be notified of my latest video, and I'll be back here again on Drive Me Wild very, very soon.